Exactly.
But actually, in Sweden, they one of the arguments to not closing down society was that we have a better, like a general health. Like our health in general is better.
That's my thing. You're good looking. You're healthy. Look at that.
Kaplan was right on that
one. It'll work out for you, right?
All we do is stick big sticks down into things that we think are vaginas, and we play tennis. That's all we do.
Yeah, that's all you do. You can't. There's never been an attractive homeless person, so they can't create an economy with you got to keep the economy going.
Well, if you're attractive, you're not going to be homeless for long. Somebody will pick you up.
There you go.
Back in the house.
So they closed. What about masks? Did they make anybody wear masks in the beginning?
No masks. No masks in Sweden. No
masks.
Really?
No. There's no masks at all. Actually, I think the only time you have to have a mask is if you get on a plane to go somewhere else. So there's. I don't think there's any masks in Norway, Denmark, or Finland either. I think none of the.
And it doesn't, because I don't think we've said this yet on the podcast. Your numbers started out low, and they were low for a while. And it seemed like, oh, wow, this worked. This whole doing nothing is the best policy. And then they spiked, but the whole country has about 10 million people, right?
Yeah.
So it's half the size of the state of New York, population wise. And then they spiked for a little while. And then, which I don't know, was it like 1,000 a day, maybe in new cases, somewhere in that range?
No, not that much. I think total is 6,000.
Total is 6,000. Okay, so now it's down to like 45 new cases a day. So it did go up, but then it came down. When it went to the top, did the policy change at all?
They had some more restrictions, but they didn't really change anything. They didn't do the hard. What's it called? The lockdown kind of thing.
Quarantine. Shelter in place.
Yeah. It was still, they told people to kind of work from home and kind of be careful and wash your hands and stuff. There's lots of, what do you say, like recommendations more. So,
wow.
But I haven't
seen
So
how did it work? I don't understand. Like, it's just a natural, like summer came and
it got hot out, like Trump said, and it worked in Sweden.
I mean, this is all, what's crazy about this, Isaac, is it's all proving, it's a test case, like basically proving everything that Trump kind of is like ignoring this the whole time. You know,
I'm pro-Trump, by the way. Have I told you that?
Yeah, we don't discriminate on this podcast.
Okay. But I mean, I hope you are, because all the MAGA people are going to move to Sweden once they hear this podcast. They're going to be like, oh, this is what we want. We don't have to wear masks. We don't have rules.
By the way, if anyone doesn't get the irony, I'm not pro-Trump, but that doesn't matter. But
it doesn't translate to
But if he listens to this podcast, this is like our chance for success. He will retweet this, and there'll be like 10 million people following your guidelines.
Yeah, you'll get a crowd that you didn't expect. I think
a crowd of Bjorn Borg looking.
There's no way to escape, though. What you're saying, though, is falling in line with what he said, which is fascinating to me.
But one thing I heard is that Swedish people in general have a very high, what do you say? They have a high, they trust authority.
Oh, trust authority.
Okay. So when the government says like, do this and this, in general, they do it in a much more extent than, for example, in Spain and Italy and kind of Southern European countries. There's more of this kind of rebel attitude towards the state.
America definitely has that. That's our thing. So.
And so that was one of the arguments too, is that we don't really need to lock it down or kind of enforce it in any way, because people are going to do it anyway, and people have done it, I guess, pretty much. I think so far, even though the numbers are bad with the deaths and stuff, with 6,000 deaths, we haven't strained the healthcare system, which was the whole point of the restrictions and stuff.